How y'all doing today, man? Today, I have some pre-thoughts on Drake's newest upcoming album called Certified Lover Boy. Now, you couldn't have thought of a better name. Even though I feel like the title in and of itself, his entire career kind of points to that. You know, Drake's kind of labeled as, light skin, he's soft. Which I mean, I do definitely think that. I think if I was to press Drake, I feel like he'd be, I feel like he'd be, I feel like stuff would be sweet. You know what I mean? But I do think that Certified Lover Boy is kind of just a weird name to call it, even though that's kind of what he has embodied for his career. You have tracks like Marvin's Room, you have tracks like Come Through, you have tracks like You With Me off Views, you have tracks like Jaded on Scorpion. So all of these tracks kind of point towards that. And I do think it could be Drake just fully embracing that title of being that. Because, I've been listening to Drake for a very long time. I've been listening to Drake at least since 2009, right? At least 2009. Started off with Comeback Season. He had a couple joints on there. If I'm not mistaken, Replacement Girl was on Comeback Season. If I'm not mistaken, with Trey Songz. So Drake came on the scene singing, rapping a little bit, showing what he could do on a multitude of tracks. And then you had So Far Gone, that was just a breakout mixtape. I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest, but definitely a breakout mixtape. Definitely paved the way for a lot of these artists today. Definitely paved the way. Definitely paved the way. And then you had Take Care, which had just beautiful ballads on there. Had some really good backup vocals from The Weeknd himself. A lot of really good tracks that I enjoy. One of Drake's best tracks, The Ride, Practice. Just tracks, just really good tracks. Then you had Nothing Was the Same, which he kind of mixed it up. And I personally believe that Nothing Was the Same is Drake's best project overall, his best body of work front to back. You had some really good singing ballads on there. Just Hold On, We're Going Home. Then you had some, hard ones like Tuscan Leather. 3 beat switches. Then you had that joint with Jay-Z. You had some really good tracks. Wu-Tang Forever, really good tracks. But along the way, Drake kind of felt the need to show that he can actually rap. And, while me personally, I do think that Drake's pen game is good. I think his pen game is very underrated. I feel like people don't give Drake his credit. Because when you really think about it, almost everybody has some type of help. And on top of that, the majority of the people, well, all of them are credited. They've always been credited. It's just y'all just didn't look in the credits and see, oh, there's other writers, but who's at the top of that? And I personally believe that he is doing that. I personally believe that he is putting out these ballads, these songs. I do. I do. Because at the end of the day, you have to you have to have some type of vocal tonality. You have to have some type of vocal gymnastics to pull off any hook, any bar to make it sound good. And Drake makes it sound good. But people really disrespected Drake's pen game, man. 2 birds, 1 stone. Diplomatic immunity. Tracks like that is just a clear representation of his pen game. Cause he's just a good, he's just a good rapper. Good rapper. But people kind of disrespected him, saying he was soft, things like that, then guess what he came out with next? If you're reading, it's just too late. And has some real hard hitting tracks on there. And I don't think If You're Reading This Is Too Late is his best project at all. I think conceptually it's definitely not. I think that the ballads on there were just, were good as far as him rapping. They were cool. They were cool. I don't even think it has his wittiest lines. I just think as far as having a hype record, turn up record, it did its job. But I think some of the beats on there are kind of stale. I think some of the beats on there are kind of lackluster. Then you shift over to Views. Everybody's mad at them. And it's kind of like with Views. When I first heard Views, I didn't care for it. But a couple years later, I enjoy it. More Life, cool. Scorpion, I'm kind of enjoying Scorpion a little bit more. So with this upcoming record, Certified Lover Boy, what direction do I expect Drake to go in? I definitely expect Drake to have some heat on there. Like as far as him just having songs that are just some of his best works, I definitely do think that. I think that in every single album, Drake has some of his best work on there. But the thing is, will it have fluff or not? I don't want to hear a Drake album that's going to have 18 tracks. And I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. Because I think that title just signifies to me that he's going to make a R&B record. R&B / pop record. You're going to have some Controllers on there. You're going to have some Marvin's Rooms on there. Some Jada's on there. You're going to have some really, really good ballads on that record. But the question is, how many tracks is it going to be? Because I'm not trying to sit through an 18-track Drake album in 2020 or 2021, whenever it drops. I am not trying to hear an 18-track Drake album. I'm not. I think that it just loses its focus. So I think that Drake needs to have, a really good conceptual album. And Drake hasn't technically dropped in 2 years. The Dark Lane demo tapes were throwaways, basically. Basically throwaways. And, and you can kind of tell that because with every single Drake album, it's a Drake album. With Dark Lane demo tapes and More Life, you can tell it was just throwaways, essentially. So I do think that the quality is definitely going to be better than those. But yeah, this will be the longest Drake has gone without putting out an actual album. It's been a while since he put out an actual album. And Laugh Now, Cry Later, I thought it was cool. I thought it was an okay track. From a stylistic standpoint, I think it was something a little different, a little out the way for Drake. I really love the chord progressions in that song. I really like the triumphant sound. It sounded something like Headlines, almost. I think Dirk's verse was kind of lackluster. I think it was a good verse. I just think it was really short. I would have enjoyed the track more if he would have been there a little bit longer, and I just would have enjoyed it more. But going back to what I was saying about the actual album in and of itself, what I can expect a really poppy album. I can expect an R&B driven body of work. But the thing with Drake, I want Drake to go in a space creatively that I haven't heard before. And you can never say that any two Drake albums sound the same. You can't say that. If you say that, that's just a lazy comparison. To me personally, at least. I just hope that with this album, he goes in a different direction creatively. Sonically, I want a different body of, I want some different ballads, I want to hear Drake experiment with a lot of different beats and production choices. I want him to. I want him to step outside of himself, step outside of the box with what he's doing. Because he's definitely capable of doing it. Drake is almost a chameleon. He can kind of fit into a lot of people's shoes and make it sound good. So I think as far as that will be very good. Now, I don't know for sure Drake will have a God's Plan type song or a Hotline Bling type song, I don't know if Drake can replicate that. Personally, I don't know if he can replicate that. It's definitely possible because people are going to play Drake no matter what. You see him with Tootsie Slide. They're going to play him no matter what. Drake is the definition of mainstream. However, he is deeply embedded into the culture, and he has a lot of influence. So that's why I still listen to Drake. From time to time, I'll still listen to Drake. But Certified Lover Boy, man, I just hope Drake goes outside of himself. I hope Drake really stays true to that. And, has some, it's okay for him to rap, but I want him to just stick to that, and I just hope that he fully embraces that title, He too grown to be calling himself that, by the way. Drake almost, 35? Yeah, man, you too old for that, man. Like, too old for that. I'm too old for that. I mean, I feel it, though, because, I feel it. I feel it. It's hard. It's hard for a brother out here, man. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Because, I want to hear an album where Drake just happy. Like, he just cool. He married, got the kids, got the happy ending, That's what I want to hear, man. That's what I want to hear. I'm tired of this man being sad. Aren't you? Aren't you? Every year this man writing about some woman. I just want Aubrey to be happy, man. So I hope after this he drifts off into the sunset, and I hope he doesn't overdo his stay in rap. But if it is a really good album, one of his best records, then hey, man, I'm here. I'm all for it. I am all for it. So tell me what you think about this in the comment section below. Leave a like if you like, subscribe if you like, hit the bell for post notifications. I have some videos around my head that I would like for you to check out and get into. Tell you nothing about me if you do nothing else. So Drake, Faygos, till next time, man.